Hi Aries. Happy spring equinox. Not very much of a spring. I don't know where you live, but where I'm at, there's a shitstorm happening outside of snow. It's beautiful, but it's not much of a spring. The truth is, I didn't know which zodiac sign I will begin with until I pressed play and took a sip of my wine. I'm like those old aunts. Oh, if you're an old aunt, forgive me. I love you. But with the lipstick, I'm like you. The lipstick mark right here on the wine. Oh, red to red. First card out. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, I tend to take it, well, the interpretation of it is of either illusions or dreams or multiple options that sometimes we manifest into reality, but sometimes they just stay in the fantasy realm. And this deck, this has all, like many astrological signs, and you see space and the moon. I tend to take it sometimes, as a hint for, the things that are happening in the sky right now with the different planets and the movements and the alignments. Now, I'm not a professional astrologer, but I am a professional occultist. And I use a general knowledge that I have on astrology in combination with the tarot and other things to help me see. And specifically now, I have, I don't know, I'm being lured into looking at this card not as how we normally take it, but as such, as something that is luring us into the occult. The skies and their planets, and their alignments, and their angles, different energy, and what it is that they are trying to tell us. How are we communicating with them? The type of communication that we have. Is there respect? Is there an understanding? I'm not sure why I am starting this conversation with you, Aries, and that, other than the fact that that's the card that came out first. What I mean is, I'm not sure where this is leading towards. But some experience with the cards, this is leading somewhere. So we will find out. Three of Cups. A lot of cups right off the bat. A lot of emotion. A lot of cups, water, it's connection to source. And if I begin with speaking about the heavens and the planets and astrology and astronomy and how we relate to them and how they relate with us, and then I'm getting another card of source. There's the need to not be so heavy. Three of Cups, very lighthearted, joyous. It encourages manifestation and wealth and spirituality from a place of joy and ease and faith. It also talks about human relations. So we have the connection with each other, with people. We have the connection with the sky. And where do we find ourselves in between? Where is the balance? How do we learn to communicate with groups, with people, with friends, family, partners, and communicate with source in a balanced way? That's one of the challenges, Spiritual people, energy workers tend to sometimes go lost in it and kind of forget the aspect of the daily living and communication with people. And people who are not working with the spirit and the energy, they only focus on the 3D, on the people around them, on the connections, on the gossip, on the relationships, and they forget the things that matter, that are beyond that. And I feel like when I'm receiving these two cards all together, both of them connected to source, but from different points of view. One from spirituality, from mysticism, from the heavens, from space. And one from humanity, through people, because we see ourselves in the eyes of other people, right? And we learn and evolve through our relationships. And I feel like this spring, this new year, is representing us finding the balance between these two things. Two cards fell. Let's see. King of Swords. The Star. King of Swords can be Libra. And when I say Libra, I don't necessarily mean the zodiac sign, though of course it can relate to that, especially with this card around. But in relation to this conversation, I want to take the characteristics of Libra, which are very artistic and flowing and truthful in a very positive manner. Especially because the second card that I got with it was the Star. The Star can very much speak of creativity, art, creation. It speaks of the story of the Pandora box, where we open the Pandora box and all the blessings and the beauty come out, but also all the demons and the fears, right? Because when we open one door, we open a door for everything. We can't separate. We open the door to source. The good and the bad, the pretty and the ugly comes out. Because source is all of the above. And I feel like we all have that Pandora box inside of us, you know, that truthful, artistic, loyal to ourselves kind of place. And then there's the element in us of how we express that and deliver it to the world. The King of Swords is the king of the mind. He knows how to articulate and how to communicate his thoughts, his ideas, his beliefs. And when he is balanced, and when he comes with the Star, I take him as in his balanced form. When he is balanced, he is very well articulated. He manages to express himself, his truth of beliefs and faiths, in a way that is positive and accepted by society. And considering Aries season next month is said to be fiery, with a lot of need of self-expression, maybe there's a calling here to put focus on the way we express ourselves. Does it resonate, Aries? Well, you're Aries. You're so fiery. It probably always resonates with you, right? You're like, well, that's not new. Well, it's just stronger in the next month. Why are you so judgmental? Be positive. A lot of creativity, a lot of things to celebrate, a lot of artistic projects, cooperations. Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, especially because I had the Star a second ago. The Star is 17, it's 1-7. The Ace is 1, the Seven of Pentacles is 7. 1-7-1-7, 8-8. Karmic connections that are found and based on creativity and what's the word? Inspiration of higher levels of awareness and consciousness, and how we bring them down to earth and manifest them into reality. We put work in our, there's a term I'm looking for, flashes of inspiration, of ingenuity. And we have the idea, we have the creativity, we have very strong potential. The push from the universe, the push from spirit, the push from within. A very creative, strong idea with lots of potential. Now we need to water it, to water the earth underneath it. Fire, there's the creativity. Now we need to put in the foundations, the earth, and the flow, the water, and grow the tree. All right. If you have any ideas, things that you want to manifest, creative endeavors, this is the time to see the results of your investments. I feel like I was about to say you need to put investment into the things you want to manifest, but I feel like you have been doing that, and maybe this is the season for it to actually burst out. Because I have cards on the table of, you know, things that are already expressed in reality. Tangible things. Tangible cards of cooperations with other people, of cooperations between you and source. I feel like this is the time where you need to feel very comfortable in expressing the results of your endeavors. There is that balance between knowing how to communicate with yourself, knowing how to communicate with people around you, and knowing how to communicate with source. I feel like you have that. I have here on the table a good expression of the earth element. I have a good expression of the water element, a good expression of the air element. Allegedly, I'm missing wands, which is the fire, but God knows you have enough fire on your own. And with the Ace of Swords, I have fire around it, so I feel like it's okay. Wands will probably come up. What else? I feel like you guys are so focused on the good things that you have manifested and worked hard for that nothing can shake you. Like your core of, you know, self-acknowledgement, who you are, what you are, how you are, is just so full. Hopefully it will resonate with most of you. If it doesn't, keep in mind these are general readings. Please watch your moon and rising as well. Also, you know, similar attracts. So most people that resonate with these videos are probably people who resonate on a similar frequency as I do. I'm the reader. Those are my cards. Well, what else, cards? What else can we tell Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus? You know, my Venus is in Aries. I should include you guys as well. Cheers to everything that's been said so far. Very positive, balanced energy. I like it. It's like it doesn't even tell me anything necessarily about romantic relationships yet. It's almost like you guys are so passionate and love-oriented, but you're also fiercely independent, and you have, you know, your say and your stamp in the world. And I feel like you guys are coming into a place of feeling very proud of yourself and very aligned with who and what you are on all kinds of levels, that it's just, for you, it's just like whatever. Love, not in a disrespectful manner, but in a very freeing, releasing manner, which is very healthy actually for, you know, to manifest real good love. Of course, all that good jazz, and now we have the Tower. Okay. I want to let you take a look. So this is the third seven, by the way. Actually, the fourth, if you really want to be precise. I have 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Tower is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. The star is 17. That's not 7, but I have the 7 inside of it, and I feel like because there are so many 7s, I can't ignore it, especially considering the Tower speaks of outside forces, right? The 7 of Cups, we took it as outside forces. The star, it's a star. Stars are outside forces. Those are, you know, it's source. It's real connection to source. So I have things that are connected to source in a very positive manner, and then there's boom. Source being like, what is being destroyed to make room for all this lovely spiritual, artistic expression in your life? And I have swords surrounding it. The Ace of Swords is very much related into the universe is kind of stepping in and helping you see with clarity and cut out what doesn't serve you anymore. And so is the Tower. Ace of Swords is painless. But when it comes with the Tower, and if we connect it to the possible negative expression of the King of Swords, there's some pretty harsh energy here. I feel like you guys might be vigilant about the world that you have created for yourself, about your inner world that you have established, and you are not letting anything that tries to hurt it fly. You're literally throwing shit out the window. That includes people, that includes jobs, that includes relationships, and stuff that just don't serve that alignment. I kind of understand it because it's scary, you know, to work so hard for something for so long and then feeling like you have gained serenity or achieved things that you're proud of, and then if something tries to mess it up or even insinuates that it's about to mess it up, you're like, nah, I'm going to put the sword on top of this mother F's and I'm going to show them who's boss. Okay. But keep in mind how we started this conversation, right? On the balance, finding the balance between our connection with our inner source, our connection with our outside spiritual source, and our connection with humanity, with people around us. Now we find the balance in communication. So maybe we are very tempted to be vigilant and defend our realm, but maybe there's also room to stop and breathe. Because we're supposed to know by now, right, Aries, that if an outside event strikes us, that outside event could be a person, could be circumstance. If something strikes us, we already know, we're already spiritually matured, have matured spiritually, right? Maybe there's something better to replace it. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned, etc. And maybe if we look at it as such, it's not as painful as we fear it to be. So breathing becomes easier. Clarify for me the Tower if there's something that I missed, please. Clarify the Tower if there's something that I missed. Yeah. Someone in your environment, much less mature than you are, acting like they're mature and like they know something about something, but nope, they don't. Be careful with your communication around people you don't necessarily trust, because you never know what kind of spiteful, immature energy will try to mess it up. The Prince of Swords is very communicative, very verbal with his swords. Like his sword is bigger than his body, right? So his words are bigger than his spine. Okay, so it's not like the King of Swords. He has a big presence and a big animal to support him, and the sword is like a normal size, and he has a very strong chair status. This guy is someone you want to listen to, right? But this kid here, no, and yet it comes right next to the Tower after I've asked for clarification. So if this is you, just be more mindful of your communication. And if this is someone else, there is someone much lesser than you who's trying to stir things out. And notice this Tower is surrounded with the swords, and that's That's pretty harsh energy. I want you to focus on the Star and the Three of Cups, of all the things that you have, all the people who do support you, do believe in you, who are not envious of you, who are happy with your success and all your creativity and your inspiration and your creations and your success, and you are a star. The more you are in the spotlight, the more you'll have people like this being jealous, being spiteful, trying to find the negative, to steal center stage. You can't take center stage from the Star. Don't worry. I'm asking for a message how to handle this Page of Swords annoying energy that is coming with the Tower. Message. There we go. And everyone, wait. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Just do you. Keep being awesome, focused, connected, grounded, successful you. This is a court card. This is a major arcana. Potential characteristics, small individual. This is a very strong minor arcana. That it's the essence of the earth element, which is the strongest element, the element that holds all the other elements, right? So this is just what you need to be. And it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be hard, because you're very much into that realm of focus and creativity and connection. You have your two aces. You have the Excalibur with you. King Arthur Excalibur, the one that was forged by the Lady of the Lake and Morgane Le Fay, right? And the High Priestess of Avalon. This guy has a sword that looks big, but he doesn't even know how to handle it. Look. His hands are so small, he can barely hold it. He has this grin on his face. He's acting secured, but he has nothing on you. Don't worry, he or she. They're trying to find something on you. They're trying to find maybe some of you have someone, I don't know, a little bit kind of spying on them, trying to find some dirt to mess things up. But you are so grounded and strong. And you have divine protection. These two aces in general, they're a connection. They're the connection to between the realms, between the realm of the 3D and the 5D. And you have the Star here, divine guidance. Don't worry. Queen of Cups fell. Scorpio, water, emotion, depths, sense of fearlessness to handle your truth and other people's truth. There's also the ability to heal. So I have your two aces on the side. Some of you are really, harnessing your healing abilities to heal your own sense of fallen tower, but also of others. You are with wit and strength and intuition. You are healing yourself and your whatever is rotten in your environment. You're just staying true to you. She's very true to herself, to her cup, to her faith, to her emotion, to her divinity. You can't move her. There's a waterfall in front of her, supposed to shake the chair and stir things up and not allow her to sit, with serenity and with stillness. But in front of her, it's almost like it's just a little pond where she wiggles her foot. She's not excited by these storms. Don't get excited by these storms behind you. You got this. Let it, I like to say, if there's a hurricane around you, be the eye of the storm. The center, the eye of the storm. Be in peace. Let everything fall apart around you. You be still. Persevere. Don't even blink with excitement. This shit has nothing on you, excuse my language. You have such a strong support system from certain people around you, from spirit, from the universe, from your own strength. I want to pull one more card just to finish up this general reading. And then I'm going to do something that I haven't done normally so far. I'm going to share it soon. Okay, 5 of Swords. Just allow the dead load to drop. people, things that are no longer serving you. If things start to be a little bit messy or dirty, let it go. Look at it as a sign from source and spirit that it's no longer in your frequency. With that, you have a very strong ally that I'm not sure you're aware of who this person is, because they are with their back to you. But they are holding swords to protect you from the wolves. And they're looking straight at you. They see you, you don't see them. They see what you're going through, but you don't see what they're doing for you. Maybe there's someone who's defending you verbally, who got your back. Maybe there's someone who energetically is sending you protection and light. You are very safe in your chair. You have the Excalibur, where you have the warrior that uses the Excalibur to protect you. You have Earth to protect and serve you. And you have a very strong sense of self. And it's almost like if you're not doing anything to have all these forces for you and helping you and protecting you, as if you are just sitting there quietly. But no, you are stirring the water with peace and with your inner faith and with your energy and your power of manifestation. And that powerful energy attracts powerful allies. Yeah, this guy too. You have people all around you, both trying to mess things up with you, but also trying to protect you. Okay? So focus on those who are protecting you. This is very interesting. So this gal right here is pouring water into the tree. She has her back to the outside and her face to you. I feel like this is you. Just because. This guy, in one narrative, we took him as the annoying negative guy, but if we're looking at the scenario that I'm portraying now, he gets a different image. He's also with his back to the outside and he has a sword towards you, but he's smiling. This guy is with his back to the outside, facing here. Also this character that represents source. This Seven of Cups that in this scenario represents source. You have and people here who are in a celebration connection with source kind of element thing. And even though in the middle and behind your back you feel like the itch of the tower, look at all this protection. This guy that we've said already, look, he might have his back at you, but it's only because he's facing with the swords to these, wolves. Nothing can hurt you in this time. I feel like you guys are so safe. So if you're feeling a little bit whatever, it's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, it was fun. Take a second more. I want to try something fun for the next month for all the zodiacs. After doing this general intuitive reading, I want to start focusing on two things. One is love, and one is karmic lessons. We shall call this the extended. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask a specific message for love. 2 cards fell. I'm not going to show you them yet. But I want to mix to wait for another one because I want to have 3. A total of 3. For love for Aries for the coming month. One more card, please. And I will semi-connect them with the general reading we did so far. One more card. Okay, I'm going to start talking and hopefully another card will fall in the right moment. So what I got is 3 of Swords and the Hangman. It's not a nice sight. That's something fun to see, but hear me out. We had a lot of talk of source, right? And of focusing on our creation and manifestation. And I remember saying earlier on that, you guys are kind of not focused on love and relationship. You're just focused on what is good. And then when I ask of love, I get 3 of Swords. Okay, I'll just show you. Yeah, it looks in pain, right? And the Hanged Man. It's like a person that is locked within, what is it, a casket? Underneath, inside a tree. And there's light and darkness around him. But mostly, there are all the runes. Runes are secrets in Gaelic. It's another, if you guys are not familiar with what runes are, it's another tool of manifestation like tarot, only much more ancient. It belongs to the Nordic tribe. If you remember the character Merlin, the wizard, and he used them. It's a language. They are symbols, which you can, use for divination, for energy work. And I have these two together as in relation of love right now. The broken heart and allegedly the sacrifice. So the story goes, Odin, the biggest god of the Nordic tribes, who is the equivalent of Zeus, the Greek god, he hung himself upside down from a tree for 9 days and nights to gain awareness and enlightenment. And eventually, after 9 days and nights, the runes unveiled to him the secrets of life, the secrets of the world and the secrets of the underworld. And it was a heavy sacrifice in order to gain all that knowledge, right? And the story was hung upside down. Here he's inside a tree, all shackled. But if you can see, it's for him to gain something much bigger, which is the knowledge of everything and the knowledge of light and dark. And see here, this is 12, so that's 3, and this is 3. They are connected beautifully in a very synchronized way in this reading right now. The 3 of Swords here also have the darkness and the light and the heartache, the sacrifice of the heart. I feel like you guys are going through a very big growth process right now, both spiritual and energetic, and there's a certain need to put the matters of the heart and of the love aside for the time being. This is, again, it's not for all of you. If you're in a wonderful relationship, please don't be like, we need to break up. No. Unless you really do need to break up, and then, yeah, by all means break up. But you know what I mean, okay? Even if you are in love and someone is in love with you and you're dating, I feel like the energy, the main energy of the focus is just not around that. It's almost like all the years of heartache and failures and suffering were for you to gain this knowledge, to have the runes come to you, the secrets come to you. Through your broken, shattered heart comes out fire and light. When the heart is completely torn in a way that you just can't amend it anymore, the light comes in through only the cracks. That's what it is. The light of knowledge and ancient wisdom can only come in us and through us and flow inside our ethereal body, our physical body, our emotional and cognitive bodies, if there is room for it. If our understanding and knowledge and everything we think we know is just shattered, it makes room for spirit to bring in its knowledge and its enlightenment. So if I ask about love in this relation and I get the Hangman and the 3 of Swords, I'm kind of loving it in a very weird spiritual way, right? Because why would you love a broken heart and sacrifice and feel like you have to wait or be in a twilight zone or whatever? This doesn't necessarily mean that. I mean, it could mean that, but it can also mean that physically in the reality of your life, you are in a relationship, you're in a good connection, you have good emotions and flow, but it's just in the spiritual awareness, your energetic work element, this is how you're feeling a little bit, and you're kind of mostly focused on that, and that's okay. Maybe not. Maybe you're brokenhearted and you're just miserable, and that's okay too. It's all a part of that process. Now let me see the next card that comes up. You know, I wanted to ask after love, I wanted to ask about the spiritual lesson for the next month, but I feel like this is it. Knowing how to put aside matters of daily human mundane world of, in this case, love and relationship, to put it aside, and also to focus on our pain in a way of like kind of, instead of running away from it, running into it, to find our truth of inside our guts. Let's conclude. But now, because I got this answer that is very both spiritual and connected with love, I feel like there won't be a need. One more card to conclude the topic of love for the next month for Aries. And the general reading. Are we done? Are we done, cards? Let's not push it. Let's let it actually be the perfect message. All right? We have patience. Two cards. Three cards. All right, I got love and spirituality and everything in the same three cards. Okay, I'm just gonna make it look pretty for a second because I like it pretty. I'm gonna put them and then I'm gonna show you. Okay. The Death card. Beautiful. Lovers. More beautiful. The Six of Cups. Lots of sixes in this reading, lots of seven in this reading. Spiritual connections, spiritual relationships. You see here, you have here the Three of Swords and the Hangman, and here you have the Death card, the Lovers, and the... Okay, this is very deep. Let me have a second to breathe this in. So the Lovers speak of our path, our destiny, the essence of our soul, the DNA of our soul, of our soulmate, our twin flame, and how uniting with our essence and with our soulmate brings the ultimate expression of our divinity and helps us raise our frequency into such higher levels where there is no fear of heartache and there is no fear of death and there is no fear of sacrifice, just eternal state of learning and growing with ourselves and with the other. In a repetitive learning, blissful experience, the old and the new, the grandparents and the grandchildren, a connection from a past lifetime, a connection from the past, something that has endured much pain, much sacrifice, but has also allowed you to gain so much knowledge, energetic knowledge, spiritual knowledge, emotional, cognitive, everything. And it's the death that kept coming and ripping the two of you apart, but then having you reconnect again and again and again. Many lifetimes. Told you it's going to be dramatic. And this is a direct, important part of this journey. You cannot escape the heartache and going inside and feeling the pain, because from there, your next lesson will come, the one that you need to allow you to be in the frequency that you need to be on in order to unite with your higher self and with your soulmate slash twin flame, whatever you want to call it, your ultimate partner. Okay? I'm not saying it's just going to be in April, because this is a very deep process that has to do with your progress. It could be 6 days, it could be 6 months, it could be 6 years, but for sure you are on that journey. And if you feel it really, really close, you're not wrong. It's an awakening. You are being awakened from the tomb up into the open, reborn to this lifetime, have this happen. Whew. I have 2 aces, 3 threes. I have 3 sixes, 3 sevens, even 4 sevens. Very spiritual numbers. All numbers are spiritual. I feel like there's nothing else I can say. The cards, I can't speak after 3 cards like that, no. So. I hope this didn't feel scattered. This is a very powerful, beautiful time for you guys. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising in Venus. It's been such for quite a few months now. It has to do with the fact that these are general readings, so each of you has their own part of the journey. So I speak to different groups of Aries or whatever zodiacs that I'm on at the moment, whatever video I'm at. Also depending on how far you're willing to go to learn the lessons and to clear the karma in order to have a clear path for your destiny. And I have the Excalibur. I call the Ace of Swords the Excalibur because I'm so into the tales of King Arthur and his court and his knights and, you know, the Avalon, the Island of Apples and the Ladies of the Lake. But it's of days of old, you know, the story here that is unfolded in front of me. It's like something that was stirred many, many lifetimes ago. And it keeps coming back in lifetimes for the opportunity to express itself, manifest. And each time we go through different lessons of the runes of life, of karma, just so we could finally find this. And we're so close because this is the last card, the final card. We're there. We're literally there. Can't give you time frame. I don't think it's how it works. I'm sorry. Divine timing, whatever. The current lesson that you need to go through is the balance of your between the communication you have with spirit, the communication you have with yourself, and the communication you have with people. And best way of working on it is with your creativity and your art. Yeah. Okay, Aries, we are done here. That was your reading and your extended. Thank you so much for being here, for listening. If you're already subscribed, thank you for returning. I really appreciate it. If not, make sure that if you liked it, then subscribe so you can be aware of your future videos. Watch your moon rising in Venus. All supposed to resonate in a way. It's always something to gain. And I love you. I was Morgane. See. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Aries. I'll see you next month.